Well, everyone, it's time to take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and see how this particular phone holds up in the later part of 2024. Now, number one, the big thing I can definitely tell you is that in my personal opinion, the Galaxy S22 Ultra, I think, is a really, really good phone still. This is an excellent phone that is still going to be giving you a bunch of power and a bunch of capability. As always though, if you have more money, then definitely go and buy something like a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra or an S24 Ultra. But I genuinely do think for almost every single person out there, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is such a solid phone. I'm a massive fan of it, and I would highly recommend every single person to go out and buy this phone if you want to. So, with the outside of this phone, it still is a very good looking display. So you're getting a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display on this thing, and it is a solid looking panel. It looks beautiful. As always, I don't have much to complain about here with this panel. The only thing I can even kind of critique it on is maybe the brightness. It is it's 1750 nits of brightness, which is still a lot, but it's not necessarily like the most amount of brightness of all time. And that can be kind of a disadvantage for some people. But personally for me, I'm a big fan of the way that particular panel looks like, and I still think it's a really good looking phone, and it's a really good feeling phone on top of that as well. On top of that, another big thing is that, you're basically getting a USB Type-C port on the bottom of this thing with that, S Pen. So having that S Pen is a really, really cool thing because you can basically go through and you can essentially just use this phone as you normally would. And I do think that in and of itself is a really nice thing going on for this type of phone. The fact that you can go ahead and basically buy it and have a really, really good looking phone with that S Pen, it's super functional. That is something I really love about that device when it comes down to it. Frosted glass back. The camera setup on the backside too is just amazing. It still is like an amazing, amazing sensor. 8K capability on the back, 4K at 60 on the front. You genuinely cannot go wrong with a phone like this. And I do think this in and of itself is another very big asset for this type of phone as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on for this phone on the exterior. Wireless and reverse wireless charging, and this phone holds up very well from that particular standpoint when it kind of comes down to it. Now on top of those things, another very big thing to keep in mind here is the fact that the software longevity of this phone, it's still supported with software. I'm sure it's still getting at least another year or two of software updates, but it's not really going to be like a super long lasting device, right? It's going to be getting maybe one more software update, and that might be it. So if you're planning on getting an Android phone and keeping it for 4 years, this may not be the phone for you. It's already kind of coming to its end of life in terms of security updates and everything like that. And that could be the problem that you could be experiencing here. So I would say personally for me, that might be a disadvantage. But also when it comes down to the performance though, it's conflicting because I still feel like the performance of this phone really isn't even that bad. It's going to be giving you that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset inside with 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM. That is an insane amount of power to have inside of a device. And I genuinely do think if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, this is a really solid device. That is something I love about this particular phone. So if you're going to go through, pick it up, I will definitely tell you in a lot of ways, especially from the performance side, you're definitely going to be getting a very solid performing device. It's not going to be the best performing device, and there's definitely going to be some issues, and not issues per se, but it's just not going to be as fast of a phone as the Galaxy S24 Ultra. But I will still tell you this is a beautiful phone. I love this phone a lot, and I would definitely say this is a really, really good phone. If you plan on buying a phone and keeping it for 2 years, then I think this is a solid option. But if you want to buy a phone today and only keep it for if you want to keep it for 4 or 5 years, then I'd probably recommend buying the S23 Ultra at the minimum. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.